That's right, it has been a few weeks since the updated demo came out, and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a video that kind of describes what happened with the demo, how I felt while developing it, and of course just to touch base and see how everything's going. I'm really sorry that there was not a video. I was saying I wanted to do these weekly, but given the fact that I'm trying to develop this game, videos probably just aren't the biggest priority. Getting the game out to you is though. So let's take a look. Hey Catbutt. So let's talk about the demo. What is new with it? Well, first of all, we've got the new character models. You can see what they used to look like compared to what they look like now. Characters have a bit more in terms of facial expression. They actually animate their mouths when they talk. Aside from the models themselves, the characters are starting to show their personalities a little bit more, which you'll see when you play the demo. Jeff is a dick. Environments have also been updated to include a few new things that are from the full version of the game. Gone is the drab, boring hallway, and now is the new living area / hub environment. It was really important for me to get this in there because I just wanted to give more feel to the bunker. It makes it feel that everything is a little more claustrophobic because you've got one central area that branches off into these shorter little areas. The puzzles are slightly different. There's been a few changes, a few tweaks, and I've added a few extra steps to at least one of them. It's not there to be an annoyance, it's there to actually just make you start thinking a little bit more and showing you more what a traditional point-and-click adventure puzzle is. The evidence collection mechanic has been introduced into the game in a very minor way compared to what it will be in the full version of the game, and it's just to start introducing those mechanics, which, yes, will play a much more important part in the game and what you actually figure out in terms of the story. It's just one of those cool things that encourages you to explore more, encourages you to read more, and just try to figure out what the f is going on. The story flow is also now a little bit different. There's more of a plot stinger at the start, a big change to the ending as well, which I won't spoil for you. There's a different starting location and everything just flows a little bit better. The other thing that has changed is the creature encounters, but we'll talk about that because that's kind of something I removed a little bit from the new demo. Alright, so what did I remove from the demo? I mentioned briefly just before that I did something with the creature encounters, and that was to do with the encounter you have with the creature in the hallway. Now, for me, I could never get that feeling right because I hadn't really introduced so much the whole camera mechanic and her hunting you yet. So I basically just removed that completely. You see her in cutscenes, and that's more of a way of introducing her as another character in the game, and also just teasing that she's gonna kind of be popping in and out of existence, and yeah, she's just generally creeping around. One of the big things I removed, which was actually an addition into the demo that took me a while to figure out and get tested correctly, and yeah, I just removed it. And that was the auto-completion of certain tasks. A lot of people asked for a feature to be added, which is when you try to do an action in first person that requires you to put the camera down, could Riley just put the camera down herself? Well, yes, she can. I got that working. And it was kind of cool. I was happy with it. I'm like, hey, I did something for the people that enjoyed the game. And then during testing, it didn't break, it just wasn't good. So the addition is in there in certain points. If you try to do a task, it will automatically put the camera down. And I've left that there just so people can actually see how it feels. And if there is a lot of requests for it to be there for the entire thing, it will be added as a toggle. The reason I won't leave it in there is because it removes player agency and control. You go to do a task, Riley says something, spins around, automatically walks to where she needs to place the camera down, puts it down, spins around, and then goes off and does the task. That takes away control from the player and just completely breaks the feel of the gameplay. So if you enjoy that feature, let me know and I might consider adding it as an option. But that's basically what I removed. Let's get into the problems and how I was feeling doing this demo. I felt like crap when I was doing this demo. I was rushing because I was trying to get ready for the Steam Scream Halloween event, and I really needed it done and tested and completed and uploaded by Thursday night. Well, everything was kind of in place, and then I kept encountering bugs, especially to do with that auto put down system. And the thing is that I learned when I'm rushing, I kind of gloss over a few little things, and one of the major ones was something that I sunk hours into that took 3 seconds to fix because I'd not read something properly. And what was that? So, when you go to leave the dorm room, because you go in there quite a few times, there's a bunch of conditions it needs to check. Whether you are in your pajamas, whether you're suited up, whether you need to be suited up in order to leave the dorm room. The error was that the text was so similar. It was, when you interact with the door, it says, I should change my clothes before leaving. But there was another check on the camera pickup button that says, I should change my clothes before picking up the camera. Because I was so rushed, I was just reading the I should change my clothes and looking in the wrong place. It was so simple, but being so rushed, so stressed, I just couldn't for the life of me process that and figure it out. So yeah, stepping away, reading everything properly, and also documenting everything you do for every single scene in your game is very important. So do that, don't do what I did and freak the hell out because you can't figure something out. Pay attention and document what you do. So yeah, it was infinitely more stressful than I expected, and caused me to just, when it was finally done, on that Thursday, uploaded it, found some more bugs, uploaded more changes, and yeah, it was stressful, caused me to be absolutely exhausted for like 4 days afterwards. Would not recommend rushing like that and crunching. I think it was about 60 hours over 4 days. Never again. Never again. I'm going to focus on setting my deadlines, not working on like forced deadlines for something that I'm like, hey, this event could be really cool. I've got a week, let's do it. No, never again. Alright, so aside from the demo, what has happened? Well, the Indiegogo campaign has ended. And while it didn't hit the goal we were hoping for, well, I was hoping for, you were hoping for too, so let's just call it we. It didn't hit the goal, but it does help immensely with funding the voice acting, the sound design, and all the other stuff that was listed in the campaign. I'm so very grateful for those that did contribute, and also to those that shared the campaign around and even viewed it. It was really good, and I'm really happy with how it ended. One thing I didn't realize was how much the Indiegogo campaign was actually weighing on my mind. And it's pretty crazy because it felt like it was an entire marketing plot that I had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and I hated doing it. I really did. And when it ended, I felt this biggest relief. I'm not a huge fan of marketing campaigns, well, for me doing marketing campaigns like this, it seems. And it just feels to me like a, hey, click my link and give me money. I don't like that. Like, yes, I am giving you stuff in return. I'm giving you the game. If you signed up to the higher tiers or add-ons, you got t-shirts, you got some cool stuff. But it just felt like pouring myself out. I didn't like it, and I don't know whether I will do it in the future for other games, but we'll see. The thing is that this was a really important and decent lesson for me to learn, and this stems all back to marketing. That really is why the campaign just didn't take off. Since I started We Are Not Alone, my marketing has been sporadic and really not a scheduled thing that I've been doing week after week, day by day, and with, yeah, not really any consistency, which is the problem. I went into the Kickstarter campaign originally with only 23 followers because I felt rushed in having to get the campaign out because the other funding options had failed. Again, it's this whole thing of like rushing. I'd prepared this campaign months in advance, and then it just didn't work out because my baseline marketing was not set up to support it. Again, everything is a lesson. I learn lessons from what I do, and that's really important. If you're not learning lessons from what you're doing something wrong, and you should learn a lesson from that. So what am I working on right now? Well, I'm in talks with voice actors, sound designers, composers, and all that, and hopefully that will be finalized very soon. I can't wait to talk about the talent I'm talking to once it's all finalized. It's really, really exciting. There's also a lot of background work going into creating the rest of the game because, hey, this thing is meant to be launching in February. Now, if there's a delay, there's a delay. Okay, hopefully you can understand that. But I am pushing for February. that's when I want this game out, because that's when the next round of Screen Australia funding will be announced. And I really want to be able to kind of just keep things going in a nice pace. But yes, there is a lot of background stuff going on with We Are Not Alone, from everything I just mentioned to configuring and making sure that all the acts of the story make sense, and just basically pushing through and getting as much as I can done. Alright, so yes, I've finally done another video. Welcome back me, I guess. I know I was saying that I want this to be a weekly thing, and then it just doesn't really work out. So I'm not going to promise anymore that this will be a weekly, a fortnightly, or monthly. It'll just be when I can get videos out. The pressure of having to get a video out on those set dates, and the pressure of trying to make this game by a certain date, it just doesn't really mesh well together. I don't want to ever be in the situation where I'm feeling the pressure to get something done in the game, but then also the pressure to get a video out in order to please a freaking algorithm. So thank you very much for your understanding. I'm sorry, I think I've lost a few subscribers because I haven't been uploading, but that's okay. I am sorry, but videos will be out when they're out. I hope you can understand. If you'd like to keep up to date in between videos though, the best place for this is the Discord, which there's a link in the description. My Twitter accounts, there is the Not Alone game, and my also personal Twitter account that I use to, hey Catbutt, to do some updates as well. Oh, and please don't forget before you go to wishlist We Are Not Alone on Steam, GOG, or the Epic Games Store, whichever one you prefer. It's there, you can wishlist it and you'll be notified as soon as it comes out. Steam is good in a way that when I do updates to Steam and do little announcements in Steam, you will get more information. GOG and Epic don't really seem to have that. But yeah, whichever platform you want, please go ahead and wishlist on that. There is links in the description to those two. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it won't be too long before I'm back on your screens again, but making the game is the most important thing to me right now. And marketing, I guess. Until then, stay safe, have fun, and have a good day. Thank you.